And obviously, the past 2.5, now almost 3 years, remote work has really come into a factor since the pandemic, and a lot of offices are either remote or a hybrid. So, how does DE&I efforts factor into this?
Yeah, my very first piece on Forbes.com was about the DE&I implications of remote work. And it was in response to this really great announcement that Meta made about the increase of employees of color over, some period of time during the pandemic. And, Facebook Meta in the report was saying that part of that increase was attributable to the company's willingness to let more people work from home. So therefore, they attracted more diversity. In the article, I praised the flexibility of that company. But then I also talked about not just for Facebook Meta, but also for other companies, how we have to be mindful of ensuring that those diverse employees who are working remotely are being afforded opportunities to be seen and to lead in ways that will ultimately facilitate their acceleration and their advancement to more senior level leadership roles within the organizations. So that is the thing that ought to continue to be top of mind for managers and people leaders and executives, right? Ensuring that there are equitable opportunities for those colleagues who are working remotely to have opportunities for advancement.
What you're describing sounds kind of like a mixed bag when it comes to remote work. So, does remote work make it easier or harder for DE&I measures to be adhered to?
Yeah, I think it makes it harder in the absence of strategy. This is not an unsolvable problem. It just requires, executives and other leaders to think preemptively about what equity looks like and what it will require for colleagues who are working remote, as well as those who are working on site. I mean, let's not forget about the in-person on-site employees, but I do think that this is a solvable challenge, but not in the absence of strategy. Way too many companies, not just on the question of remote work, but really on so many other aspects of DE&I, so many companies believe that haphazard one-time programming kinds of things or food festivals, that those kinds of things are going to move the needle on diversity, equity, and inclusion. They don't, right? We have to treat it like we treat the finance strategy. We don't just give the keys to the CFO and say, okay, take off in the car and, whatever happens, happens. Like, no, we expect that person to have KPIs. We expect that person to do some modeling and to communicate and collaborate with others throughout the organization to ensure the fiscal health of the business. We have to treat DE&I in that same way, including on the metric of remote work equity.